Aqua Alex, the fish guy here at Tank Smart, and I'm inviting you to check out Tank Smart Aquariums located here in Lake Worth, Florida. One of the reasons I'm inviting you to check us out is because we have aquarium supplies, freshwater and saltwater fish. So let us help you enjoy the aquarium hobby by providing you with excellent aquarium supplies, saltwater and freshwater livestock. We can special order any fish you are looking for. And soon to come here at Tank Smart, we're going to have koi and goldfish and pond supplies for all you pond maniacs out there. So check us out, Tank Smart Aquariums, located in Lake Worth, Florida, 6680 Lantana Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Stop by and visit Tank Smart Aquariums and let us help you live your aquarium dreams. Hello everyone, and welcome to the debut of Tank Smart 101. I'm your host, Aqua Alex Cardinale, coming at you live from Tank Smart Aquariums here in Lake Worth, Florida. And I'm thrilled to welcome you to my newest live stream show here on my YouTube channel. This is Tank Smart 101, hosted by me, Aqua Alex, live inside Tank Smart Aquariums every Friday or until announced. Tonight's debut topic is going to be one that I get asked a lot. Which is better, freshwater or saltwater? Which is better for a beginner aquarium hobbyist, and which is better overall, freshwater or saltwater? So on our very first episode of Tank Smart 101, we're going to compare freshwater to saltwater. And we're going to explore the differences between freshwater and saltwater. We're going to talk about the difference, equipment needed for freshwater and saltwater aquariums. All that great stuff is going to be talked about on this live stream right here and right now. The great debate, freshwater versus saltwater. I'm going to give you my knowledge and my experience on both, because I personally have experience in both freshwater and saltwater. And because I'm a resident fish guy, I love both freshwater and saltwater. And a little bit later on tonight, I'm going to show you some of the saltwater stock that we have, as well as some of the freshwater stock that we have. And we're also going to take a look at some of the highlights that we've had in our stock over the last couple of months. So as always, if you have any questions, please go ahead and post them in the chat, and I will answer your questions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start by comparing freshwater to saltwater. And we're going to talk about the differences of freshwater and saltwater. So let me pull up my notes here on my computer so that I can give you some accurate information based on the experience that I have as well. So let's start with the differences of freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater, obviously, are aquariums that are filled with water that is free of salt, so there's no salt in freshwater. It is similar to what is found in rivers, lakes, and streams. So ideally, this makes freshwater easier to set up and maintain, since obviously you could use tap water that could be treated and used directly in your aquarium. So freshwater, you don't need any salts or any extra steps for your water, other than adding prime or aquarium water conditioner. Saltwater aquariums are a lot different. These tanks require a carefully balanced salt solution to mimic ocean conditions. Usually this involves dissolving marine salt into distilled or reverse osmosis water, but you could also use tap water. But this can be more complex and time consuming than preparing fresh water. Now, it is 2025, and us fish stores have given you the opportunity to buy pre-mixed synthetic salt water. But it is a pretty penny. I will warn you that. Pre-mixed synthetic salt water is like $1.25 a gallon, so that's going to cost a lot, especially with bigger aquariums. But you can definitely make your own synthetic salt water at home by buying a salt mix from us and adding it to your tap or your RO water. But we'll cover that on a whole nother show. That's not what we're talking about tonight. So that's the difference between freshwater and saltwater. Really, it's the water properties. Freshwater, there's no salt, and saltwater, you do need a synthetic salt to make salt water. I mean, the pH, nitrates, nitrite, and ammonia, all of that goes together for freshwater and saltwater, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in the show. Well, let's talk about the actual fish and the animals themselves from freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater, typically the fish are hardier and they're more forgiving to beginners. The freshwater fish species like guppies, tetras, and goldfish are extremely popular. The reason they're so popular is that they adjust more easily to variations in water conditions. Cichlids are really popular in freshwater, catfish, plecos, etc. Now, saltwater fish, they're known for their vibrant colors and fascinating behaviors. Saltwater fish include species such as clownfish, tangs, rabbitfish, and angelfish. However, they can be more sensitive to water quality and they do require more precise care. Unfortunately, saltwater fish are also more delicate, and a lot of fish stores do not have a refund on saltwater fish, and that is for a very good specific reason, because even at fish stores, saltwater fish die. So in order to have a successful saltwater aquarium, you need to know how to acclimate saltwater fish, and you really should be experienced in the aquarium hobby after having a freshwater aquarium for so many years. My advice to someone that is brand new to aquariums and they want a saltwater, I usually tell them to start off with freshwater first, get your feet wet, and then get a saltwater tank. I usually do not recommend diving headfirst into saltwater because you're going to get a lot of mistakes and it's going to cost you an awful lot of money. Unless you hire an aquarium maintenance company, then you should be okay. But if you're going to go out and venture out on your own and start a saltwater aquarium, that is something that I don't recommend at the moment. But we'll talk about that in the future as well. So maintenance and equipment for freshwater aquariums. Freshwater aquariums generally require less equipment and less maintenance. You have your basic filtration systems, you have heaters and lighting, and that's usually sufficient for freshwater aquariums. Regular water changes and monitoring of pH and ammonia levels are necessary to keep the environment healthy. Now, saltwater aquariums is a lot different. It requires more specialized equipment, such as protein skimmers, power heads, and live rock and live sand to maintain water quality and replicate natural ocean environments. More frequent monitoring of salinity, pH, and other parameters is crucial. Now, if you're in South Florida and you want a saltwater aquarium, but you don't want to monitor your water levels, we here at Tanksmart would be thrilled to do that for you. So just stop in and visit us and we will test your water freshwater or saltwater, we will gladly test your water for you. So let's talk about the cost of freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater is typically less expensive, more affordable, both in terms of initial setup and ongoing maintenance. The fish and plants are a lot less expensive, and the equipment costs are a lot lower. The reason freshwater fish are a lot cheaper is because 90% of them now are captive raised. 90% of them are bred in farms, so there's not that many wild-caught freshwater fish coming into the hobby. Saltwater, on the other hand, still a big portion of the saltwater fish are all wild-caught, which means they're coming out of the oceans around the world. So that's why they cost a lot of money. And the way they are caught is kind of controversial. We'll save that for another show. Now, saltwater is generally more expensive due to the cost of marine fish, corals, and the specialized equipment needed to maintain the aquarium. The initial investment and ongoing cost can add up quickly. So that's why I always tell people, when you want a saltwater aquarium, do your research so you know exactly what you need. But a good local fish store will have employable or knowledgeable employees that will be able to help you, like me. All right, so let's talk about some of the other differences between freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater can offer a variety of plant life, aquatic plants, and that could create lush green environments. In freshwater, that's where aquascaping comes in. It's designing the layout of plants and decorations. That could be a rewarding hobby in itself. The thing with planted aquariums in freshwater, though, it limits what you can keep. Obviously, with planted aquariums in freshwater, you can't have piranhas, you can't have silver dollars, you can't have some of the nicer fish out there, but you can have tetras, discus, etc. Saltwater aquariums, they provide a stunning array of colorful corals and marine life. These tanks can host a wider variety of organisms, including inverts like shrimp and starfish, which can create a more dynamic and vibrant ecosystem, which is really cool when you think about it. Because in saltwater, you can have fish, you can have inverts, you can have corals, and a whole lot more. So, choosing between a freshwater and saltwater aquarium depends on your budget, the level of maintenance you're comfortable with, and the types of aquatic life you want to keep. Freshwater aquariums are ideal for beginners or those looking for lower maintenance options, while saltwater aquariums offer a more challenging yet rewarding experience with their stunning biodiversity. Regardless of your choice, both types of aquariums can provide years of enjoyment and a window into the fascinating world of aquatic life. And there is the differences of freshwater and saltwater. Now, a little bit later on, I'm going to share my thoughts on both of them. But having kept both freshwater and saltwater, I'd say care-wise, they're both pretty similar. They both require water changes. The only difference is the salt. You really need a good salt, and we're going to talk about that not on today's episode, but on a future episode of Tank Smart 101 that we dedicate entirely to saltwater. We'll talk about everything you need to know about salt mixes and which salt mix to use, which one I recommend, and why. Garcia Aquatics is in the house. Hey, Garcia, how are you? And he says, are you ready for Aquashella? Yes, I am. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I saw you on my last stream. I just didn't get time to react to some of the live comments that there were. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. All right, so now we're going to talk about the pros and cons of freshwater and saltwater. So let's start with freshwater, and we're going to start with the pros of freshwater. So when I say the pros of freshwater, we're basically talking about the good side of freshwater. Up first, it's the cost. Freshwater is generally a lot less expensive compared to saltwater. The equipment, fish, and plants are a lot more wallet friendly in freshwater. Ease of maintenance. Freshwater aquariums are basically much simpler to keep than saltwater. Really, on a freshwater aquarium, all you have to do is test your water, do your water changes, and clean your filters every month or so, depending on your stocking level. Now, if your tank is not fully stocked, like not overly stocked, then you might get away with the filter cleaning every 2 or 3 months. But if your tank is heavily stocked, like an African cichlid tank, then you'll want to do every month. Now, freshwater does offer a wider variety of fish, things like cichlids, catfish, tetras, barbs, guppies, swordtails, etc. There's a wider variety of fish available in the aquarium hobby. And on the freshwater side, at least 90% of them are now captive raised. Although, me personally, I do prefer the wild caught fish over the captive raised. I think the wild caught fish are more natural and they are more beautiful looking. So the freshwater fish, they're easier to care for and breed. And as I said, freshwater is simple. Setting up a freshwater aquarium is pretty much straightforward. Anybody can do it. Even a 5-year-old can set up a freshwater aquarium because it requires fewer specialized equipment and additives, making it a good starting point for new hobbyists. All right, so now let's talk about the bad side of freshwater. The cons: less color. When we're talking about freshwater fish, it is true that a lot of the freshwater fish lack color compared to some of the saltwater fish. So there's less vibrant color in freshwater, but there are some colorful freshwater fish, but many of them do not match the vivid colors of many saltwater species. And there's limited exotic species. This one is absolutely true. There is limited rare species in freshwater. It is often really hard for a specialized aquarium hobbyist like myself. It's hard for me to go into fish stores because I don't see some of the rare freshwater stuff I like the exotic fancy plecos, like Tigrinus catfish. Let's see what else. Some of the rarer stuff out there, you don't see them every day in a fish store. Fish stores are more geared towards saltwater nowadays. They're more geared to bringing in rarer saltwater stuff because they'll know that it will sell instantly. Whereas on the freshwater side, it is harder to bring in freshwater rare stuff because sometimes it could be hard to sell freshwater rare fish, if you get what I'm saying. So that's the cons and pros of freshwater. And now we're going to talk about saltwater aquariums. So let's talk about the pros and cons of saltwater aquariums. We're going to start with the pros of saltwater. Obviously, stunning visuals. Saltwater aquariums are known for their stunning beauty and vibrant marine life. They can host a variety of colorful fish and corals. Exotic species. A saltwater tank offers the opportunity to keep unique and exotic species such as clownfish, tangs, and other types of corals and inverts. Complex ecosystems. These aquariums, saltwater aquariums, can host intricate ecosystems that include fish, corals, and other marine organisms, providing a dynamic and engaging environment to observe. And the cons of saltwater: higher cost. Saltwater setups are typically more expensive. The cost of equipment, marine fish, live rock, and corals can add up quickly. Complex maintenance. Maintaining a saltwater aquarium requires more expertise. The water chemistry is more complex, requiring regular monitoring and adjustments to parameters like salinity, pH, and calcium levels. But again, the calcium is not required in a fish only or a fish only with live rock tank that is only for reef. And saltwater can be time consuming, which is true. But if you're someone like me, you can always hire an aquarium maintenance company to help you with that. So freshwater and saltwater aquariums offer unique benefits and challenges. Freshwater aquariums are generally more accessible and affordable, making them suitable for beginners or those looking for a low maintenance setup. Saltwater aquariums, on the other hand, provide an opportunity to create a visually stunning and exotic marine environment, which is really cool. So you can have a piece of the ocean in your own home. But saltwater does require a greater investment of time and resources. So that is the pros and cons of freshwater compared to saltwater. Well, today is Friday, and that means the weekend is here, and that means it is almost time for our flagship program, Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Tomorrow's episode of Saturday with Alex Cardinale will be a back-to-school Saturday with Alex Cardinale, and then we've got a couple of other amazing episodes coming your way over the next couple of weeks. So right now, I want to tell you about some of the awesome flagship programs that I have coming up, and we'll be right back with more Tank Smart 101 right after this, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the way we go to school, go to school, go to school. This is is the way we go to school so early in the morning.
Get ready to kick off the new school year with a bang. Join us for the third annual Back to School Saturday with none other than Alex Cardinale, led this Saturday, August 30th, 2025, at 9 p.m. Eastern/6 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be an action-packed show that you won't want to miss. Party popper, what's happening this Saturday? Chef Alex's school lunch ideas. Discover the best school lunch ideas to keep your kids fueled and focused throughout the day. Success tips for the school year. Learn how to make the most of this school year with tips on making friends in school, choosing the best subjects that will benefit you in the future, advice for seniors, deciding between vocational high school and regular high school, fish feature with Aqua Alex, highlighting the giant Danio and featuring Koi Smart, Tank Smart, and Segrest farms. Spotlight on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dive into the latest updates and excitement surrounding the Buccaneers. WWE Clash in Paris 2025 preview. Get a sneak peek at the upcoming WWE event in Paris. And more surprises. Class begins promptly this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube channel Aqua Alex Aquarium. Mark your calendars and make sure to tune in for a show full of fun, insights, and excitement. See you there.
Hey everyone, Alex Cardinale here, founder, creator, and host of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Saturday with Alex Cardinale has been a flagship program here on my YouTube channel for the past 3 years. I invite you all to join me on Saturday, September 6th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, as I host the greatest moments of Saturday with Alex Cardinale. This is going to be a special 2-hour event featuring the greatest moments in Saturday with Alex Cardinale history. Relive some of my greatest interviews with some amazing special guests. See some amazing cameo appearances. Relive some of the most epic Karen encounters and more. Tune in to the greatest moments Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Saturday, September 6th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Aqua Alex Aquarium YouTube channel, and right here only on Saturday with Alex Cardinale.
Get ready for history in the making. Saturday with Alex Cardinale is hitting the road for the very first time, and you won't want to miss this epic event. Join us as we broadcast live from New Jersey on Saturday, September 13th, 2025. Tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for an unforgettable experience. What to look forward to. Exclusive sit-down interview with Tom McGuire. Exciting airplane ride vlogs. Insightful information and tour of Hackettstown, New Jersey, and surrounding areas. And so much more. Catch all the action live on the Aqua Alex Aquariums YouTube channel. Don't miss this chance to be part of history as Alex Cardinale brings his exciting show to a whole new state. It's going to be an awesome time. Set your reminders and get ready to join the fun. Saturday, September 13th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific from Jersey. Dive into the deep with moray eels. Join us for an exciting underwater adventure on Moray Saturday with Alex Cardinale. Saturday, September 27th, 2025, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, we're dedicating the entire show to the fascinating world of moray eels. Discover the unique oddball fish from the ocean and explore various species, their vital role in the ecosystem, and intriguing facts about them. Ever wondered if any moray eels live in freshwater? We've got the answers and so much more. Catch it all live on YouTube at Aqua Alex Aquariums. Don't miss out on this electrifying experience.
All right, welcome back to Tank Smart 101. Tonight's debut topic is freshwater versus saltwater. And right now, we're going to take a look at the different equipment needed for freshwater and saltwater aquariums. So let's go ahead and start by talking about the different equipment you need for freshwater and saltwater aquariums. Now, obviously, for both, you're going to need a aquarium. So you want to choose an aquarium that's appropriate for the species and number of fish you plan to keep. Obviously, for first-time hobbyists, I recommend a larger aquarium because larger tanks are generally more stable and easier to maintain. Both aquarium systems, freshwater or saltwater, are going to need a filtration. Filters remove debris and waste, and they help you maintain water quality. Options for filters include hang-on-the-back filters, canister filters, and internal filters. Ensure the filter is suitable for the size of your aquarium. Now, obviously, for tanks 6 feet and larger, personally, I'd say that you can use hang-on-the-back filters on really big tanks like 150 gallons, 180, 220, etc. But sometimes hang-on-the-back filters can't really handle the bioload of big tanks like that. So personally, in aquariums 6 feet and larger, I'd like to recommend canisters. Canisters like the Fluval FX6 are really good for big tanks like that. But obviously, the most common aquarium sizes are 55, 75, 90, etc. Hang-on-the-back filters are great for those size tanks. And depending on what you're keeping, they're great for freshwater and saltwater. Obviously, you need a heater. In South Florida, a heater is not really required, but if you're in other areas like New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, you'll definitely need a heater because it's going to keep the temperature proper for your tropical fish. Lighting, believe it or not, lighting is not a requirement unless you have a planted aquarium or a reef that has corals. Lighting is optional. And when I tell people that, they look at me crazy. Believe it or not, lighting is only for humans. Humans find lights to be attractive in a fish tank. You really don't need a light on a aquarium that just has fish in it, because back in the day, people really didn't have lights other than what lit up their house or the room that they were in. So proper lighting is essential for fish visibility and plant growth. LED lights are energy efficient and they provide excellent illumination. Thermometer can be used to measure temperature. Substrate like gravel or sand can be used for both. They're necessary for aesthetic purposes and they support plant life in the aquarium. Test kits are ideal because they do regular testing of water parameters like pH, ammonia, nitrate, and nitrate. But obviously, if you have a fish store that does water tests, you could just go there. But I do recommend getting an API test kit for both freshwater and saltwater. Aquarium stand will hold your tank. We all know that already. Additional equipment for freshwater aquariums could be things like air pump and air stones. Aquarium plants, live plants can add oxygen, improve water quality, and create a natural environment for your fish. Now, additional equipment for saltwater will include things like protein skimmers. A protein skimmer removes organic waste from the water, which is helpful in saltwater tanks. Now, saltwater does have a lot more additional equipment. Saltwater needs salt mixes and hydrometers or refractometers. Because saltwater tanks require a specific salinity level achieved by mixing ocean water with salt water, a hydrometer or refractometer measures salinity to ensure it remains stable. You can get actually a decent hydrometer for like $10 on Amazon. Live rock and sand. Live rock and sand help establish a natural biological filtration system, and they support beneficial microorganisms. Power heads aren't really salt water. They could be used in freshwater as well, but power heads are devices that create water movement and circulation, mimicking ocean currents and prompting a healthy environment, sorry. Power heads are great for freshwater too because let's remember that freshwater rivers, like the Amazon River, they have water movement as well. Sumps are ideal for saltwater mainly, but you could use sump for freshwater too. A sump adds additional water volume, housing extra filtration equipment and maintaining water quality. Now, sumps are expensive. I personally not a fan of sumps because of the cost, but they are worth it if you have a big tank and you're going to stock it heavily. So that's the equipment that is used for both freshwater and saltwater. So basically, my take on the equipment for freshwater and saltwater is freshwater, you have the basic equipment, the aquarium, the stand, the filters, and the heater. and you can add a light and a wave maker, and you'll be good. Saltwater, you need the basic freshwater stuff, plus you need salt mix, you need a hydrometer or refractometer, you need a really good filtration system, and you definitely should have a protein skimmer. That would be the equipment for freshwater and saltwater aquariums. So now comes the tough question. Which one is best for beginners? Is it freshwater or saltwater? And depending on who you ask, a lot of people are going to have different answers, but a majority of the answers is going to be freshwater. And I definitely agree with that. However, there are ways that a total newbie can have a saltwater aquarium. And the first way a total newbie can have a saltwater aquarium is by consulting an aquarium maintenance company, similar to the one that I am now partnering with. Let's find out some more information about our latest aquarium maintenance company. So yes, if you're a total newbie into the aquarium hobby, then obviously you can use the help of an aquarium maintenance company. They will help you set up the saltwater aquarium and walk you through the saltwater aquarium cycle. But again, let's talk about which one is best for beginners. We've already talked about the pros and cons of freshwater, but we're going to we're going to touch on it again briefly. Freshwater is easier for beginners because of the simplicity and cost. They're generally more straightforward and less expensive to set up and maintain. There's a wider array of freshwater fish available, ranging in size, color, and temperament, including guppies, tetras, and cichlids. Freshwater is easy to take care of. They require less maintenance and are more forgiving of minor mistakes in water chemistry and tank conditions. Accessibility of supplies. Supplies for freshwater aquariums are widely available at most pet stores, making it easy for beginners to find what they need. But like I said earlier, freshwater has limited exotic options. Saltwater. The advantages of saltwater, you have an aesthetic appeal. Saltwater aquariums are renowned for their stunning beauty and the vibrant, diverse marine life they host, like clownfish, tangs, etc., along with corals and anemones. Unique ecosystems. Saltwater tanks often offer the opportunity to create a miniature ocean ecosystem, including live rock and various inverts. However, saltwater can be expensive. Complexity and cost. Saltwater aquariums require more sophisticated equipment, such as protein skimmers and special lighting, which can be costly. The water chemistry is a lot different. It's a lot to undertake. That's why I recommend an aquarium maintenance company. Maintaining the correct water chemistry in a saltwater tank is more complex than freshwater, and it definitely requires regular monitoring and adjustments. Higher maintenance. Saltwater tanks demand more frequent maintenance, and they are less forgiving of errors. So, in conclusion, for beginners, a freshwater aquarium is generally the best choice. It offers an accessible introduction to the hobby with lower costs, simpler maintenance, and a wide variety of fish to choose from. As you gain experience and confidence, you might consider expanding to the more demanding and visually stunning world of saltwater aquariums. Ultimately, obviously, the decision should be based on your interest, budget, and willingness to commit to the required maintenance. And I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, whether I'm here at Tank Smart or I am at Koi Smart, I would be happy to help you with either freshwater or saltwater aquariums. So obviously, people will tell you the best choice for someone new into the aquarium hobby would be freshwater, and that's still the case. But a beginner could definitely keep saltwater if they do their research. All right. So obviously, a lot of you guys know that next weekend is Aquashella. Aquashella is taking over New Jersey, and I, Aqua Alex, will actually be in Aquashella. I will actually be in New Jersey next week, and I cannot wait to go on vacation. It's going to be a great time. So I want to invite you all to the inaugural Aquamania. Here is some more information on Aquamania. All right, so that's right. Wednesday, September 10th and Friday, September 12th, we have our very first Aquamania emanating from New Jersey. And then on Saturday, September 13th, we have New Jersey Saturday with Alex Cardinale. That is going to be a awesome time. Well, on every episode of Tank Smart 101, we're going to host a segment called Aqua Alex Picks. And this is where I pick some of the best products or livestock that we have in stock here at Tank Smart. And today, for our debut episode, I've picked some aquarium products that are great for both freshwater and saltwater. So let's get right to our very first Aqua Alex pick. So up first, we have a product that is an aquarium water conditioner that is great for freshwater planted tanks, goldfish and koi tanks, and also saltwater aquariums and reef aquariums. It is made by Seachem, and it is called Seachem Prime. Now, Prime is a really great aquarium water conditioner. In fact, it is the only water conditioner that I use at home. In my personal aquariums, and what's great about this water conditioner is that it's a concentrated conditioner. Now, Prime will remove chlorine, chloramine, and it will detoxify ammonia. Prime converts ammonia into a safe, non-toxic form that is readily removed by the tank's biofilter. Now, Prime may be used during tank cycling to alleviate ammonia nitrite toxicity. Prime also detoxifies nitrite and nitrate, allowing the biofilter to more effectively remove them. So Prime is a product that I absolutely highly recommend. And whenever someone's asking me for a good water conditioner here at TankSmart, it is the product that I recommend, Seachem Prime. Now, obviously, you can use this to cycle a freshwater aquarium, but probably not a saltwater aquarium. I do have a product you could use to speed up the cycle of a saltwater aquarium, and that would be Dr. Tim's Aquatics. Now, Dr. Tim's Aquatics Eco Balance will speed up a saltwater cycle, but it will not speed it up to the point where you can add numerous amounts of fish. When using this product, you want to take your time in adding livestock. So I'd say maybe one fish per week when you're using this, but this will drastically speed up your cycle. It is called Dr. Tim's Aquatics Eco Balance. It is for marine aquariums, and also it is reef safe. It adds friendly, supportive bacteria to maintain a balanced environment, and it blocks out unfriendly bacteria. So this can be used to cycle a saltwater aquarium. It is really, really good. One of my best products that we have for cycling a saltwater aquarium, whether it's a fish only with live rock, or coral setup, it doesn't really matter. So those are the two products that I recommend for both freshwater and saltwater. And the other two products that I'm going to show you tonight are great for freshwater and saltwater fish and some inverts. It's actually types of fish food. So up first, we have from Hikari Vibrabites. This is actually what we feed here at TankSmart to our fish, both freshwater and saltwater. Vibrabites is basically like bloodworms, so it's great for fish that love insects and such. Great for discus, great for African cichlids like peacocks and haps, great for Oscars, all sorts of freshwater and some saltwater fish as well. And last but not least, from New Life Spectrum, we've got freshwater and marine flakes. This is a great product for both freshwater and saltwater fish. Really, really good stuff here. I don't think you're going to go wrong with using this stuff. So that is this week's Aqua Alex picks. And every week when we do a Koi or a Tank Smart 101, I'm going to have some products or livestock that we will talk about. Tonight, it was those amazing products that I just showed to you. That is awesome. All right, so we've got one more topic, and then we're going to get to our main event for our live stream tonight. And obviously, our main event is going to be some fish. So right now, we're debuting another segment here that's going to air on Tank Smart 101, and that is Aqua Alex's take. This week, I'm going to give you my take on freshwater and saltwater. So, quite honestly and humbly, I'm going to tell you that I love both freshwater and saltwater. Someone asked me, what is my favorite? I would say both of them. because I don't have a favorite because I love them both equally. On the freshwater side of things, I love the monster fish like Oscars, tiger shovelnose, red-tailed cats. I love the cichlids, Africans, South and Central Americans, and I love the oddballs like the fire eels and the tire track eels and the bikers and stuff. Saltwater, I love the moray eels. I also love the community fish that saltwater has to offer, like the firefish, clownfish, etc. So my take is that they all, freshwater and saltwater, koi and goldfish as well, they all have their own place in the aquarium hobby. A lot of people have different tastes in the aquarium hobby, which is great. But for me personally, I'm such a huge aquarium hobbyist that I love both. And eventually, I'm going to have a freshwater tank and also a saltwater tank and a koi pond. So at the moment, right now, currently, I have only freshwater. I've got a peacock display tank, and I've got a small 10-gallon grow-out tank that has some albino Malawi eye biters and a grow-out Asian upside-down catfish in it right now. But as I said on Wednesday's live stream, Isaiah is going to be setting up a saltwater tank for me, either a 75 or a 90-gallon aquarium, so I can't wait for that. All right. Enough talk, now let's see some fish. Let's go ahead and show you some of the in-stock saltwater fish that we have in stock right now. These are some beautiful porkfish. These are porkfish which are native to Florida. So you'll find these guys living in Florida oceans, which are really cool. So we've got 3 porkfish in stock right now. Very, very beautiful. We also got this gold nugget maroon clownfish. If you love maroon clowns, you're going to love a gold nugget. This is a beautiful gold nugget maroon clown. Very, very cool. Here we've got a Valentini puffer, which is a cool which is a cool nano puffer. And we've got a green dragon mandarin fish. So a dragonette, a mandarin dragonette and a Valentini puffer. Really cool. This guy right here is perhaps the best saltwater fish we have in stock right now. This is a flame angelfish from Hawaii. You'll find these guys living in Hawaii. Very cool flame angel. This guy is a really cool monster saltwater fish. This is a veal-tail grouper, or a V-tail grouper. He's going to get massive, but he's really cool looking. Pretty cool fish. Another fish from Hawaii is this Picasso trigger, also known as a Hama Hama trigger. These guys are one of my favorite saltwater predators. When I had a predatory saltwater tank, I always had to have one of these guys. He's actually a good size right now. He's about 2.5 inches. Another fish that if I had a saltwater tank right now, I'd grab without hesitation is this raccoon butterfly. I think these guys are really cool. Pretty interesting fish, pretty cool patterns, pretty cool personality. Reef safe with caution. They will pick at coral, but sometimes they do okay. But a really cool saltwater fish. And there's also a unicorn tang in here. We got one female Amphius left. This is a beautiful Scramanoopus Amphius. This is a female. And here we have a double-barred rabbitfish, which is related to the foxface. but it's different species. This is a double bar rabbit, very beautiful. We also have a thread fin butterfly fish, very cool, and just a regular 6-line wrasse. And here we have a medium-sized one-spot foxface. If I had a saltwater tank, I'd be taking this guy home today. We also have some pajama cardinal fish, which are pretty cool. We've got a yellow chorus wrasse. I think that's it in this tank, is the pajama cardinals, yellow wrasse, and our medium one-spot foxface. There's probably a diamond goby in here too somewhere. This is a tiger warty goby we have, very, very cool. It is related to the diamond goby, but a completely different fish. We have them in stock. We also have a juvenile Melanoris wrasse. We've got a juvenile one-spot foxface. This is different than the regular foxface. And we have a Singapore angel in here. Let's check out our invert system. Right now we've got a beautiful coral banded shrimp. These guys are really cool. Not particularly my favorite saltwater invert, but they're pretty cool. So we got a coral banded shrimp. We also got some red leg and blue leg hermit crabs, which are great for algae. We've got a mixture of different types of saltwater snails here. I believe these are turbos and Atlantic, so we've got plenty of them. Let's see, we've got more snails. We've got some emerald crabs in here, which are great algae eaters. We've got plenty of emerald crabs. They're all hiding somewhere, but we got plenty of them. What's up here? We got some sand sifting starfish, which are really cool. Where's my fire shrimp at? Oh, here we are. This is the best invert we have right now. This is a blood red fire shrimp. Let me see if I can get him to play with me like I did last week. Sorry. Oh, he's too far, I think. Yeah, he's not going to do it. Well, that's our fire shrimp. Very, very cool. But last week I had him cleaning my hand, but the camera's too far. It's not going to reach. Some kind of crab, and we got some chocolate chip starfish. Those are our inverts right now. This guy's our best invert. This is our fire shrimp, or some people call them blood red shrimp. Very, very cool. These are my favorite cleaner shrimp out of all of them. Very, very cool. This is our anemone tank. We've got some rose bubble tip anemones. We've got some rock flower and condi anemones in here, ranging in price from $21.99 to $79.99. We've also got a really big black and white Darwin clown from Australia in here. Now as we move down, we've got some of our corals. I personally, not a big coral guy, but I know a lot of our reefers love corals, so we have coral here. We've got plenty of coral in here. Some more coral. We got torch coral. A lot of awesome coral in stock right now. We also got some hammer frags, which are cool. So that's all of our saltwater stuff. Let's take a look at all our freshwater stuff now. Anyone need a large pleco? We got 3 of them currently here at Tank Smart. Look at the size of this guy here. So our first freshwater fish are these large plecos. We got some convicts and Texas cichlids here. Very, very cool. We got some Mbuna cichlids. All right, and we're going to conclude this episode with a summary of some of our greatest fish that we've had in stock here at Tank Smart. Ay caramba! Check out the size of this massive tessellata moray eel. We got two tessellata moray eels in, but this new one dwarfs our current tessellata moray eel. This big guy right here is about 4 feet in length, believe it or not. Very massive tessellata moray eel, and I love tessellata moray eels. Look at the chompers on that guy. Very beautiful fish. Raccoon butterfly, very beautiful, underrated marine fish. Very, very cool. And we also got a nice yellow blenny here, or canary blenny. This is our newest dog-faced pumper. This is a beautiful one. He's a little bit skinny, he needs to eat, but he's a beautiful fish. Look at the colors on him. And of course we've got our beautiful tessellata moray eel here. He's ready to eat again, but I'll feed him later. All right, fish keepers, I want to thank you for watching the debut episode of Tank Smart 101. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I certainly did. It was a great show. I want to invite all of our South Florida and Florida viewers to check out Tank Smart. We're located at 6680 Lantana Road here in Lake Worth, Florida. We welcome you to come by and check us out. I think it'd be great for you to stop by. I will be here today until 6, and then I'll be here on Tuesday and Wednesday, so you can stop by and check out our store. I'll be glad to help you. Our next episode of Tank Smart 101 will not be until September 19th, so 3 weeks from today at 4 p.m. Eastern will be our second episode of Tank Smart 101. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great rest of your weekend.